Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Last Chance Qualifier here at Worlds 2019 in Minnesota. My name for the Gold Squadron podcast is Asa Graff.
And I'm Darren Granger.
Thank you for joining me today, Darren. This is round 3. On the right side of your screen, we've got the one, the only Dallas Parker out of California, now here in the Last Chance Qualifier. Never would have thought that Dallas Parker would need the last chance at Worlds.
Never heard of him.
Never heard of him? In any case, he is running the first Imperials that we've seen on the stream all day, facing off against the first Rebels that we have seen. It's not the first beef list, though. We've got 2 B-Wings, 2 X-Wings, and a Gray Squadron bomber.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Pilot Skill 2, Initiative 2. I can never remember which way around that is now.
Yep.
Second edition. They're moving at 2.
Yes.
And it's a chunky lot. It's a lot of red dice. It's not very many green dice. A lot of hull, a lot of shields.
Yep. We have those 2 Blue Squadron pilots are both equipped with jamming beam. The escorts in the X-Wing, nothing except for their obligatory S-foils and then an ion cannon turret on the Gray Squadron bomber. Nothing fancy, just a lot of hull, a lot of shields, and a lot of bodies on the board. Now facing that off is an Alpha Strike list from Dallas. You mind talking me through that just a little bit?
So it looks like we've got Colonel Jendon, who is, as we know, a massive force multiplier, allowing those ships to get the target locks before they go in. Then we've got, I'm going to jump down the list a little bit, we've then got the 2 generic Inquisitors with fire control system, concussion missiles. Now those Inquisitors are great because they can go into an engagement with a target lock to give them passive mods on their attack.
Yep.
They can take an evade action, and then they've also got the force. Backed up by 3 green dice. They are going to be very, very difficult for Frank to push some damage through. Although he does have 4 ships with 3 red dice.
Yep.
So weight of fire could win out there. But so the concussion missiles as well come in great because it gives them a 3 dice attack range.
Dice, right. You know, I'm wondering, until recently, I haven't really seen the Inquisitors come up. I'm seeing them actually a lot in Imperial lists around the room today. Do you think it's just been recently that those have come up because of other nerfs to some other Imperial ships looking for an ordnance carrier?
I think they've come down in points enough that having the missile slot and the sensor slot and the force, there's things that they can do. Like they've got the focus evade, they've got the reposition, so they can barrel roll or boost and take a focus action. Great. So it gives them so many options, and then having a hard one, which is blue, means that they can just get in there and knife fight better than anything. It's
important to mention too that in this list, every single one of Dallas Parker ships is higher initiative than Frank's. There's a very good chance that we can see, with the amount of weight of fire on Dallas's side, see one of those B-wings or X-wings just gone.
Yeah. And I think one of the key pieces there is going to be Redline.
Right.
So what we can see from Redline is that his ability is when he takes an action, he can also acquire a target lock. Now, the interaction there is great with passive sensors because what it means he can do is he can move in, use passive sensors, because that's an action, acquire a lock, and then when it comes to his turn to engage in the engagement phase, he can then take the calculate from the passive sensors.
Right.
And because it's a calculate action, take another lock. So he will then have 2 locks and a calculate.
Right.
And I don't think he could have wished for a better matchup for something to face with those plasma torpedoes.
Absolutely.
Not ordnance we see very often.
Excuse me, sorry, those should be protons.
Okay, proton torpedoes.
That was my mistake putting those in. That should be protons. Let's get those fixed there.
I did think it was an odd choice, and I did think it was going to be.
It would have been. Well, let's say that. That's a good. That would have been a good matchup.
The perfect thing you want to see with plasma torpedoes is B-wings.
Right.
However, not in this match. They are proton torpedoes.
There we go. There's your proton. Sorry about that, folks. Now we have just under 70 minutes here. FFG once again running a really tight schedule, making us wait for pairings and then moving right along.
Yep.
But both of these players have set up very quickly. Let's talk about what we see here. So down on the bottom left, Frank has all of his ships arrayed in a block.
Yep.
You think they're going to move up as a block, or we see a little bit of split off with that Y-wing there in particular?
So if they come up as a block, so he's got options. So Frank can come down here and turn in.
Right.
Or he can just turn in here.
Right.
and then it's difficult. Probably you're going to see the classic Rebel 1 forwards. Because
at least run.
Yeah. To begin with, you're going to see a 1 forwards.
So one of the themes that we've been seeing this tournament so far is engaging piecemeal. We watched that happen the first and the second rounds, where a couple of our players did not engage with full weight of fire round 1. That's definitely something we want to see both of these players doing.
Yeah.
Dallas has got to get all of those missiles off on the same target to chew through this Rebel Beef.
Yeah.
And in order to put the damage through on the squirrely Inquisitors, Frank's got to do much the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's going to be an interesting game. It could go either way, as all games can. It's not rock paper scissors. There's no hard counter to each other in this. This will come down to how the pilots engage.
Yep.
And what we see on the board.
Right. Now we do have a couple of questions up in chat right here. Somebody, I cannot remember exactly who asked it, but they're asking about the cuts right now. Both of these players are 2-0. I think we had just over 220 players in.
So I think it's around 250 players.
Okay.
So the top 128 will get through to tomorrow. So that means you've got to go 3-3 with good MOV.
Right.
So players that go 3-3 will make the cut for tomorrow, but a few of those players will not.
Right.
So that's why any of the European and UK players that play in the last chance qualifier that I've been speaking to today, been saying just make sure you go 4-2,
right,
or go 3-3
that
with good MOV.
That is the guarantee. All right, we got some maneuvers down here. S-foils closed on those X-wings. Top one, that is X-wing white, will move 4 straight forward, take the focus. X-wing black on the bottom of the board right there. 4 straight boost.
Yep, Frank coming out a lot quicker than I thought we were going to see.
Yeah. Absolutely. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Letting the Inquisitors and Redline get that perfect missile engagement off is not necessarily what he wants to do. So he's coming out as fast as he can with the slow Rebel ships.
Yeah, it's going to be difficult. I mean, the X-wings can move pretty quick because they've got the boost action, but the B-wings, obviously, they're slightly slower.
Right. Now, one of my favorite things to do when I fly 5-ship Rebel lists way back in first edition and even into second is to kind of split into a couple little groups and approach from the same area but at different angles. So these X-wings coming up hard here, turning in because they're a little bit faster. B-wings coming in this way. So that way you have arcs pointing into the center this way, arcs pointing into the center this way. So we have some overlapping kill boxes and a better engagement for a list that still wants to keep all of its guns on target.
Yeah, and the thing you've got to watch out for, though, is these 3 gas clouds here.
Right.
So if Dallas decides to use those to his advantage and dance around them, that's not only adding an extra dice, it's obviously adding the gas cloud effect, which will allow him to weather multiple shots from different ships.
Right.
So we see there that Jendon's ability has been popped, and it looks like he's taking a target lock on this front X-wing here.
Yep. From Inquisitor.
Yep.
Non-colored.
Yep. And I would be shocked if we didn't see it from red as well.
Yep. Back here he comes. There's a lot going out on that lead X-wing. Now, as Frank, this is always kind of an interesting problem. As the opponent, when you see some of those early locks go down, how do you fly differently with that ship?
With the ship that's been locked?
Correct.
The danger is that you might then decide to keep it out of the fight.
Right.
What you could quite easily see is some kind of leapfrogging. So if you would say slow roll with this X-wing and just do, say, like a 1 bank, and then kind of move a lot quicker with the B-wings and this X-wing here, and then just effectively over the next couple of turns get this X-wing to be behind and then the other one's in front. And then effectively you can't get all the shots on that one X-wing. But if you see, actually, Dallas
has a chart,
another lock here.
That looks like Redline's second lock right
so
there.
So Redline's taken one there and one there.
Yep. Gosh, Redline's so good. Gosh, Redline is so good. Yep. I like him a lot.
Yeah. Thanks,
everybody, once again for tuning in. This is round 3 of the Last Chance Qualifier. Just under an hour left. I'm Asa, and this is Darren Granger. I almost said Dallas Parker. Sorry about that, man. You are the same. If you want to see all those big old large tokens down there, those Force tokens in particular that we see over there from Dallas Parker.
I can indeed. Where could I get some of those?
Well, if you take a look down at the bottom right of your screen, we've got a little thing right down there. We are sponsored, actually, by Curled Paw Creatives. Their Etsy shop gives you everything. Like, all of these tokens, I've got Curled Paw tokens at home. Every single stream that I've ever done on Gold Squadron, we've used Curled Paw Creative tokens. And you can get 15% off of those by using coupon code WORLDS2019.
Incredible.
15% off. Free shipping on all USA orders. Right, Dion? Oh, he's not listening to me. Over $35. Thank you. Plus that 15% off. That's excellent. Again, the code there is WORLDS2019 to get that 15% off. Dials going down here in the second round. Jendon, it's worth noting, stopped right up there in the top right corner.
Yep, Jendon can kind of slow roll in. I think the key here, because the Rebel Beef player, Frank's got so many ships, I think the getting the shuttle involved is going to be key.
Yep.
Because ultimately, it's another gun, it's another 3 dice attack.
Exactly.
4 dice attack at range 1.
But I think Dallas is doing the right thing keeping it back for now, because the shuttle does really well when it's got a lot of ships in front of it and nothing to its side.
Yep.
And so if he can get those rebels tangled up in a scrum in the middle and then bring the shuttle in from the back, I don't know, maybe something, pointing right down this lane.
Yep.
So they can all go, it can keep inching forward, stopping, putting that fire in. That's excellent.
Yep. No, it's certainly going to be an interesting matchup.
Absolutely. And then we see the X-Wing moving forward, boosting in with those closed S-foils one more time. B-Wing, purple B-Wing, just with a 1 straight. There are those 1 straights.
So, slight change of tactics.
Indeed.
What do you think that is?
I'm not 100% sure. I definitely would think that B-Wing wants to move a little bit faster to get around that debris cloud. An interesting choice from Frank. Perhaps he's trying to think of bringing these E-Wings or these B-Wings up kind of through this lane instead of around towards the center. But it is definitely an interesting choice. The X-Wings up ahead are definitely leading the charge, moving just a heck of a lot faster. Now, do we know where that Y-Wings arc is pointed? Probably.
So it looks like it's pointed forwards.
Yes.
So we've had 2 games go to time today, Asa. Do you think this is going to be a third?
I think this is going to be a third.
Okay.
Rebel Beef lists, even when faced with that kind of firepower, they tend to go to time.
Are you saying that they can repel firepower of that magnitude? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they can. I'm saying that they can outlast firepower of that magnitude. Maybe not repel.
Okay.
But there will be. My call is that there will be some rebels left over when that timer hits 0. Whether or not there are any Imperials left over, that's up to chance. Because I think you're absolutely right. I don't think any of these lists have a clear advantage over the other just based on their construction. It's all going to come down to flying, which is what I like about X-Wing. Here's an Inquisitor shooting 5 straight forward. We have a question in chat. Chris M. Bandit Squad asks, who's on commentary with Asa? My good friend, why don't you introduce yourself?
I am Darren Granger.
That British man.
Yes.
You know him well.
Delightful Brit that I met Asa and Dion in Denver.
Exactly.
So, as we've seen here, this Inquisitor here is moving quickly down this way. We saw a...
Table 1.
Yes?
It is important to note that you are one of my favorite British people.
Thank you very much.
One of his favorite British people.
Name
Back
3
to Table
others. Name 3 others. Thanks, Dion.
Thank you, Dion. You were saying before you were interrupted and
rudely interrupted by the by the voice of God.
By one of your favorite X-Wing podcasters.
Indeed. As we saw here, we've got the this Inquisitor moving rapidly down this way. And then we've got this one, did a hard one, did the barrel roll. And this means that he's effectively going to potentially be able to attack from different angles, because if these ships come down in this channel here, he's got one that can come this way, one that can come this way, and then red line can still come this way.
Right.
And then I think you're absolutely right, ram the shuttle down their throat. Because ultimately, Jendon isn't carrying Palpatine. He's not adding much other than the force multiplier of them going in with the target locks. So they can go in with target lock focus. So actually, just ramming the shuttle down their throat, he doesn't lose anything after they've engaged.
Exactly. It looks like Dallas might be setting up to ram Redline down their throat, too.
It'll be an interesting one if he does.
Right.
I'm not sure he would want to trade Redline for in such a way.
Right. Maybe if he trades Redline for 2 of those.
Yeah.
But he's definitely got to engage intelligently. So far, I definitely think he is. Bringing Redline down this right-hand side, I think that's a more aggressive move. The Rebels are closer to that right-hand side, so it would have been tougher for him to delay the engagement. I think that might be what he's going for at the moment. Because everybody right now is poised to flee, to keep delaying the engagement until Dallas sees fit to turn in. I think right now, especially with Frank's positioning down there on the bottom, I think Dallas is really in control of this engagement right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And what we're seeing here is there's a beautiful positioning going on from Dallas, because if you notice, these 3 ships here haven't really left his engagement, like his deployment area.
Yep.
This one is taking a flanking position, which, because of this debris here and this here, these ships are going to really struggle to get in on. And so if they were to turn in this way, then they're opening their flanks here for these ships to come in. So effectively, he's dividing the rebel player, that they're going to have to commit either here, or here.
And it's a real strength of Dallas's list that it takes weight of fire from the Rebels to bring even one of those ships down.
Yeah.
Frank can't send a contingent of his list against a flanker. He's got to commit.
Yeah.
And that's the tough thing. I think it would be the incorrect choice to commit to the flanker.
Yeah.
I think it got to go as much as it's going to hurt. going for the big guns, for Redline, for the shuttle.
Yeah.
I think that is very important.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. If you look at the ones that are easier to pin down, Redline and the Inquisitor, Redline and the shuttle are obviously the easier targets, because they've got the lower agility. They don't have the evade. Yeah.
Absolutely. This is just such a nice methodical opening for both these players. Here comes...
So I think slight misplay there that Dallas...
he revealed his intentions.
Yep. So he's revealed the hard one. So he's not going to really be able to capitalize on it that much, because the Rebels don't have that much of a reposition. So...
And in any case, the big question that Dallas is waiting to see is, how fast does Frank capitalize on that? How fast is Frank coming in? And it seems like the answer is not very.
Yeah.
Right? There's a one bank to the left with a focus.
Yep. What we've got here, a hard 3, hard 2. Nope, just a 2 bank.
It's a 2 bank, keeping them together.
Yep.
Regardless of whether, regardless of how fast Frank is going, he's doing a very good job of keeping his ships together right now.
Now, there isn't any synergy with these ships like we see sometimes with Rebel Beef squads, where they want to be at range 1 of each other to support each other. There's no Selfless, there's no Cassian Andor. What you've got here is just raw efficiency.
Right. And efficiency wants to stay together to put that efficiency onto the same target.
Yeah, absolutely.
Focus with that B-Wing. We have another 2 bank, it looks like, to pilot left.
Yep.
With B-Wing white.
Oh, slight bump there.
That is definitely something that can ruin the formation of some of these Rebel squads. But that is clear, and we've got a focus coming in. That is the rear B-Wing that we've got to lock on.
He's going to barrel roll.
And there it is.
Yep, barrel rolling.
And there are those B-Wings poised to be the anvil against which Dallas smashes his list. Like, they're slow-moving, they're in the back, but that's kind of where they want to be.
So are we going to see a rotate here?
There it is. Rotate up towards
the
top of the board.
Yep. And what that does is that keeps this Inquisitor honest.
Yep. If one ion on that Inquisitor, and it is game over.
Yes. Yeah.
If those Inquisitors can't boost, they can't focus,
yep.
Or excuse me, they can't target lock.
Yeah, they can only focus.
And there's the one turn.
Yep.
Now Dallas obviously considering a barrel roll back to the left.
I would think we'd see Dallas barrel roll this way. But let's see what happens.
It's interesting because if he barrel rolls, which he is, that is definitely putting the Inquisitor into a position where he could be cut out by some fast maneuvers. Now, I don't see Frank overcommitting like that.
Yeah. The problem is, if Frank does commit to a fast maneuver, he doesn't know whether this Inquisitor's done a hard 3 this way. Hard 3, boost, get away. Because Dallas has the higher pilot skill ships, he all of his ships are aces.
Then we've got a 2 straight from the left Inquisitor. That is the white Inquisitor. Coming around that, Dallas considering a boost. What do you think there? Is the right time to boost in?
So if he boosts in, then it limits him a little bit more for next turn, because here he can always hard one.
Right.
And again, it's that guessing game. It's the stays where he is. He gains nothing from boosting there. He's not going to get a shot. All he's going to do is telegraph for next turn.
Just looking at comments. Yeah. Yep. I agree with that. I think that's a little bit of an overcommit.
Yeah.
Where he is, he leaves his options open. He can always, 2 straight one more time, just bank in slowly. Boost in if there's an opportune moment. That's the strength of higher pilot skill. There is Jendon going straight forward, coordinating Redline with a focus. Redline banking in. It looks like he is going to ram Redline down the throat of those rebels.
So Redline's still got options. So Redline can still theoretically come this way.
Right.
And come in around the side.
He can also turn right up over the top of that gas cloud.
Or he can just, one bank. Now, he's got a lock here.
Right.
Even with a 3 bank, these B-Wings will not be in an engagement if next turn he just takes a 1 bank.
Right. It's worth noting, too, that he can always just dial in like a straight maneuver and then watch where Frank moves and coordinate a boost to Redline to point him in the right direction before Redline actually moves. Because Jendon moves first. Right?
So I think they are now back to dials.
Haha. Well put. That's a very elegant way of saying that we are back to the planning phase.
So what Frank has to be careful of here is if he decides to come in quickly with this X-Wing.
Right.
This ship, and this ship have locks on him. Because of where Dallas is, he can hard one and then boost.
Right.
And link it to a focus. He can 1 back and take an evade. And he can 1 back and take a focus.
Right.
And that effectively gives him 3, 6,
10, because there's protons.
10.
Yep.
Dice on him. Thank you for the math there.
Exactly. And they're fully modded, too.
Yep.
Right? So that is, 10 hits, 6 health.
Yep.
That's a tough one for an X-Wing to survive.
Yep. Even if he gets natural evades on all of his green dice, he is down to 2 hull.
Exactly. So now if you are Frank then and seeing that come in, do you move that X-Wing slow, or how fast are you putting those B-Wings in to compensate?
So the problem is those B-Wings have got, they're 3 banks red, I believe.
Right.
And so what that means is that if they want to go fast, we're not talking about Braylon Strand, we're not talking about 10 num here. They do not get a benefit from being stressed. And so what that means is that they can't, they're not really going to be able to engage because they're so far behind. One of your options is you do a 4 straight. But again, the 4 straight on the B-Wing is red. So these being here at the back is a problem, I feel.
Right.
Because what it's done is the X-Wings can move quickly, the B-Wings can't.
So they're slowly going to separate over the course of the next couple turns.
Yeah.
Now, with that said, since they're all the same initiative, he could leapfrog. He could use that to self-bump, keep that X-Wing in the back.
He could.
Is that a legitimate strategy at this point, or is it dangerous?
What you could do, 2 straight, focus, and then bump this X-Wing into the back. And then what it does is it effectively cuts you off here.
Right.
But, again, you've still got a 1 bank boost, or a 1 bank this way, and you'd still have the range.
I think we could still do, the 1 bank or the 1 turn in there that'll still get range on that X-wing. I think at this point I think it's easy to say maybe at this point the damage has been done.
Yeah.
By putting those B-wings behind.
Yes.
And overextending that X-wing just a hair. I mean, it's basically a base length too far forward.
Yeah.
Is really what we're looking at.
Yeah, I think if Frank's seen it, one way to get out of it, 4 straight, boost.
Right.
3 bank, boost. And then just 1 bank, 2 bank. And get out of it that way.
Right.
If he's seen it.
Really all that does right now is eliminate this Inquisitor. It's better than all 3, right? Getting a shot on him. It brings this X-wing a little bit more of an aggressive position as well to start threatening the shuttle and red line in the backfield.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but I do agree with you. I think that's one of the best ways to look at it.
Yeah.
48 minutes left in the round here at round 3 as both of these players consider their dials. This is a very important maneuver. Or this is a very important turn.
Yes,
This
absolutely.
is, sometimes you can feel like that turn.
Yeah.
Right? Like this is the turn. In fact, Frank is considering his dial most for the lead X-wing and the X-wing right next to it.
And this is the difficulty. If you call it wrong,
right,
then you're in trouble.
If you call it right, you look like a genius.
Absolutely.
And then we rant and rave about you for the rest of the day.
At least until the next game.
Exactly.
So let's have a look here then.
Here they go. They're ready. Double check dials.
Yep. So let's see what we've got here then. So it looks like they're all ready to go. Dallas just checking his dials.
Always, again, once more, this is the turn, right?
Yeah.
This is the turn that they all want to make sure that they engage properly.
And that's something we've noticed in the last 2 games and this one, that the pace of play is relatively quick until the turn.
Right.
And this is it. This is the one where they engage. Now, what's he doing?
That is
2
a 2
forwards.
straight.
Okay. So, what are we thinking? Based off of that, 2 straight, 1 bank with the other X-wing.
I'm thinking so.
1 bank with this B-wing, 2 bank with the other B-wing, maybe just straight.
Right. It's not a particularly committal move.
No.
It's pushing him right down that center lane where the shuttle is about to be.
Yeah.
So there's the 1 bank.
1 bank focus.
The arcs too. I mean, they're not in a particularly great place to catch flankers, right? Because that Inquisitor with a turn in this way is outside.
Yeah.
Of the arc limit there.
Yeah. And if they manage to catch him, gas clouds as well.
Exactly. I mean, that is one thing to keep in mind for the X-Wing itself.
Now, what he could have done is hard 2'd in with these B-Wings.
Mm-hmm. Just pressured that. I mean, that one thing to say is that it does pressure this guy, but it leaves the B-Wings open because this gas cloud's in the way of their re-engagement.
So 1 straight.
Right. There's the 1 straight.
So are we going to see a slightly quicker move for this B-Wing, or maybe barrel roll focus? They do have a linked action.
I think we might see a 3 straight from that B-Wing just to get him right in there.
Yep. I mean, he could always linked action, focus, and barrel roll. Mm-hmm. Just to then come around this way. So, yeah.
So he is actually going to link that, yep.
Spent a lot of time playing Rebel.
Yeah.
It's in fact how I won my invite to the World Championship.
I know. That's how you got your invite.
Yep, playing Rebel Beef. I am one of those players.
One of those players. Well, Darren, I'm glad that you got your invite so you could be here commentating with me here day 2.
So here we've got 2 forwards, and I would fully expect to see another barrel roll focus from this one, just to try and keep them in, because what they can then do is they can quite handily just do a little 1 bank, clear that stress, and be in the thick of it.
Now, we've been talking a lot about these B-Wings. The Y-Wing's kind of in the same predicament, right?
They didn't link it.
Didn't link that. Maybe the Y-Wing's going to slot right up in there. Let's see if there's... Oh, it's a 2-turn.
Yep. 2-turn. Maybe just a focus. It's 2 dice downfield.
Right. 2 dice is 2 dice.
Yep. Because he could... If he rotated the arc, it's only out to range 2, so...
Right.
Yep, so
and
focus.
There's that focus.
Yep.
All right, 5 ships moved, 5 focus tokens on the board. The X-Wings X-foils are open, and they are ready for combat. Now let's see where Dallas is going to respond.
Yep. So I think hard one here. This one is either going to come this way or this way.
Right.
Pretty much stating the obvious there.
I know. I was listening to that. And I was like, well, yeah.
Well,
let's go one of two.
He's not going to come that way. I mean, he might. It would be unexpected.
Exactly. So there is that one turn.
Here's a hard one. So, do we think that is range 3? I think it is.
I think so too.
So
now the real question is, does he want to try to boost to get that gas cloud out?
I don't think he can. I think if he was going for that, he might want to barrel roll. I know he's
taking the boost.
I still think that's going to be obstructed.
Right.
Now, does he link that to a focus?
There it is. He's picking up a focus token. Whether or not he puts that down on the board, there it is.
I mean, there's no reason not to. You can. The Inquisitor's got the hard one that's blue.
Right.
And it's got a 2 and a 3 forwards that's blue. Like, he can stay in
and
that
you're not worried about this B-Wing turning in on you, right? Because the gas cloud's in the way of its 2-turn.
Okay,
and
so
we've
got this Inquisitor turning in. Do we think we're going to see a barrel roll away?
I think so. Because at this point, I mean, he can't boost around here and still get and still get a shot. But back here, that gives him the ability to one turn again next turn, get that barrel roll, and then still be firing into the center.
Yeah.
Not quite as aggressive, but honestly, the way that Dallas plays, the way he's been playing this before, up to this point, not entirely unexpected.
Just taking the evade. Oh.
Taking the focus. I mean, that's a better choice through the gas cloud.
He's got the gas cloud, and that's the important thing. So, do we think we're going to see a coordinate here, or?
Well, we are going to see a shuttle down. Shuttle down, everybody. We are actually correctly casting round 3 at this point of the last chance qualifier here at Worlds 2019. Sponsored by Curled Paw Creatives down there in the bottom right. Coupon code Worlds 2019 to get 15% off your order. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in as we approach the first round of combat with 40 minutes left in the round. They've definitely been methodical about this, haven't they, Darren?
Absolutely. So what do we think here? Is Jendon going to coordinate? Is he going to just take a focus?
So we are seeing a coordinate. We're going to go ahead and give Redline that focus. That way Redline's free to boost if he wants to, still have some extra mods.
Yep. Well, he can always take the passive sensors.
Exactly.
To then get a calculate.
Oh, he is not focusing.
He's
we have unfocused.
Yep, sticking with it.
Yeah, there we go. And Redline himself is going to just ram himself down the Rebel's throat.
Little one bank.
Yep. Now, that doesn't by any means restrict him next turn because he still has the coordinated boost and a bug-out maneuver in this direction from Jendon.
Yep. You know what else he's got? Coordinated boost. K-turn.
Absolutely. And there's the passive sensor token going down.
Yep.
Meaning Redline's going to go ahead and spend that passive sensor token. We've hit the combat phase. Absolutely.
There we go.
Calculate. Means he'll get to acquire another lock if he wants to, but I think he wants where he's got.
It's a question now if he's just looking, does he want to switch it from there? Does he want to switch it from here to maybe this X-Wing? Or one of these ships here. It kind of probably thinking about where he's going to be next turn.
Right. He almost certainly has that range 3 on the lead X-Wing.
Yeah. Nope, he's leaving it where it is.
So Firestorm Squadron Firecast asks, you cannot coordinate the passive sensor's action, can you? And that is correct, you cannot. You cannot coordinate that ship while the passive sensors has been procced. With that said, Dallas took the passive sensor's action after he was coordinated by Jendon. So Jendon moves first, can still coordinate, and then passive sensors can still fire. Here comes the Proton Torpedo.
So let's see what we've got.
4 dice from the Proton Torpedo firing into the lead X-Wing.
So 4 versus 2.
Spending that target lock on the blank.
And spend the calculate.
Absolutely. 1 hit and 3 crits from Proton Torpedoes, turning one of those hits to the crit.
Looks like he's not remembered.
I mean, only one's going to get through there. There's 1 evade, focus for a second.
Yep. So
2 shields down. Great proton shot, but it's also an excellent evade. That's exactly what Frank wants to see
Yep.
right there. Here come the concussion missiles from the unmarked Inquisitor.
So they're just checking now to see whether it's obstructed by that gas cloud. If it's obstructed, then I think they're going to get a judge. And the nearest judge to the table is, in fact, D. Yun. So
As he has been.
Dallas has asked and suggested that they get a judge that's possibly less biased.
Exactly.
Because they do share a podcast together.
Exactly. Share a podcast, and some might say a life.
So they're having a good laugh and a joke about it
Absolutely. So they have gotten a second judge. Job being unbiased. I'm going to go ahead and check this line.
No, we're not saying that D would be biased. It's just to remove any ambiguity or any
Exactly.
suggestion.
Especially being on stream here, they want to be exactly above board.
Yeah.
So it looks like it is obstructed.
He's still going to shoot it.
He is going to go ahead and fire. I think we're going to see a concussion missile.
Are we going to see a concussion, or are we going to see 3 dice? 2 dice primary. So
That's
going for the concussion.
missile. Focus is out. So
Yep.
there we
So
go. There's a target lock.
Spend the lock.
Right. He's got the lock focus.
Yeah.
I don't think it's with the gas cloud. If you want to get damage through, I think you got to spend the lock.
Yeah, it's spending the lock.
There it is. Hit 2
Yep.
crits. Dallas's dice been rolling very well after mods today. Defensive shot there. 1 evade.
So
gas cloud. 1 crit.
Ooh.
Fuel leak. That is rough. There's that fuel leak on Blue Squadron White there.
So it's just a shame that this Inquisitor here couldn't engage.
Right. Red line coming in. We're being attacked.
So hit crit into red line. Range 3,
1 evade.
1 shield.
Number 2 into red line now to range 3 one more time. We've got 1 crit.
And spend the focus.
Spend that focus, no damage.
B-wing, range 3, obstructed. So Dallas is going to be rolling 3 dice on red line.
Yep.
And have the gas cloud effect.
And there's only 2 results.
Yep.
There's 1 evade, but
it
no
doesn't get the
blank
gas
does
cloud.
not get the focus. There's, I'm sure you could all hear Dallas's frustration
he's
there.
Just flipped a charge, not a shield. He's got
There
it.
we go. There's the right one. There we go.
No, that's on the Inquisitor, not on...
No, that's on red line.
No, he's... Is it?
Yeah, that's red
okay.
line. He's the only one with 3 shields over there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
2 focuses. How rough. It happens. There's range 2 from the Y-Wing into the Inquisitor. 2 dice.
Yep. Yeah, 2 dice primary.
Focus that for 2.
Yep.
There's 2 results.
Nothing.
No damage.
And you know what that means, Asa?
That means it's back to Dials. That's right, Darren. Thank you. 35 minutes left in the round. We just saw our first round of combat. Dallas Parker is now up by 21 points, but I don't think that was quite as decisive as you might have hoped it would be.
No, the X-Wing here did get some good evade dice.
Right.
And only having the 2 ships able to engage, it just meant that it weathered that storm. And again,
Right.
it's another ship that's going to stick around and be a nuisance, because that ship now can just do a 4 straight or do a 3 bank up here and effectively just be a nuisance.
Right. I think the 4 straight is a really excellent maneuver, because what that does, 4 straight in a barrel roll, what the 4 straight in the barrel roll does is that blocks that boost from red line, so he can't bug out to the left and effectively has to force himself down their throat, where Frank can get some really effective fire on red line. he can that ship with 7 hull left, 5 guns on him can easily go down in 1 turn.
Yeah. I mean, if I was Dallas, as I say, I would be thinking about doing the K-turn.
Right.
Catches a lot of people out. Get the coordinate the boost, and then do the K-turn.
Yep.
You could even coordinate the boost this way and do the K-turn this way.
I think that's actually a better idea.
Yep, it's an option.
He's got the good thing is he dials in the K-turn, sees where that X-wing is, sees where he is going to be blocked or whether he's not, and then Jennings can coordinate the boost in the correct direction.
The important thing to note though is he did spend the target lock.
Right.
So if he does want to do the boost K-turn, the only thing he's going to be able to fire ordnance at is this ship here.
Well, he can boost and acquire a lock. Correct.
You are absolutely correct.
So he's got another option.
Yeah.
Now, this is always something that I've thought about, Darren. If you've got a ship like that that's 1 or 2 shots away from death, like that X-wing is, would you want to toss a proton torpedo into that, or want to wait for the try to see if the X-wings can finish it off, or excuse me, the Inquisitors?
If it's a difficult one because you want to take it off the board.
Right.
You want to take it off the board. Now, personally, I wouldn't use the torpedoes against it.
Right.
Because you've also got the shuttle. The shuttle can come in and potentially get a shot this turn.
That shuttle is about to come right down the center, as we were thinking. The trick here is Redline, I think, because Dallas, if he plays this right, can get out and can keep Redline alive. Maybe even get a reload on the torpedo, which would be insane.
Yeah.
Come back around a couple turns. If he plays it wrong, Redline dies.
Yeah.
Well, that's the issue with ships like that.
So, I mean, as we saw there, even though Dallas only got 2 ships on target,
right,
it was a lot of firepower. He got points on the board. He faced 4 ships.
Right.
And took 2 shields in return.
Right. That's the strength of Dallas's list. It is extremely damage heavy.
Yes.
It did a very, very good job of just coming right in, right away,
Yep.
doing enough damage to keep it relevant.
Yep.
And now Frank's got to, because Frank is limited here. If he tries to turn out towards this direction, then he's contending with the chili pepper.
Yep.
Right there, contending with that gas cloud. And
you say chili pepper, I say crab claw.
Crab claw. Okay, well, that's just because Brits are more cultured and have more access to seafood than I do in a landlocked state.
Yeah,
I'm more used to southwestern cuisine.
Don't eat seafood in Denver, folks.
Crab claw is correct.
Crab claw is correct. Are we going to have another bacon chili or bacon pickle?
No, that's
thing right
bacon.
here on
It's
screen?
bacon.
Well, that one is bacon.
Yep. Bacon, crab
That
claw.
one's bacon.
That one is bacon. I have been proven right. Excuse me, proven wrong. You have been proven right. That one is bacon. I concede. Don't know about crab claw yet.
Bacon.
You've got the ability to put polls up, right?
Bacon,
I do.
crab claw, ice cream cone.
Hey, I hadn't thought about that.
Ice cream scoop.
I like that. I'll go with ice cream.
Darren is 100% correct.
Are you just siding with him because he's cultured?
No, because he's right.
Okay.
And
I
cultured.
see.
Producer out.
So, here we've seen the 4 straight.
There it is.
Oh, do we think we're going to see the barrel roll?
I think where he is, he actually blocks both of those, so I would just sit right there.
So, he doesn't block the 1 bank boost this way.
Are you sure? That's close.
I think that it is close. We'll see.
Yep. He did just focus.
Yep.
Great maneuver, even if even if he doesn't block it, that's the best way to get out of most of those arcs. 2 straight. Let's see that focus.
And chances are that X-Wing's probably going to get shots on that shuttle.
Right.
And if he doesn't kill it, he can K-turn next turn and come back from behind.
2 bank from the B-wing in the rear.
So let's see what we've got here then. So what do we think from this B-wing? Is the 2 bank blue on the B-wing? Nope. 1
Just
bank.
the one.
Just the one.
Just the one. 1 bank to the left,
Yep.
holding down that chili pepper.
I will fight you.
There'll be time for that. Just clipping that.
Yeah, it just clips it. Just clips the tip of the claw.
There's no action.
Nope.
But no damage, no ill effects either. And the Y-wing now. We're looking at the Y-wing doing a
3 bank?
bank.
Maybe a rotate?
I would not be surprised. That's one of the biggest strengths of those turreted ships, being able to orbit.
Yep.
I think that's a really good point, or a really good play, too, because that might block
Blocks
the boost
K-turn.
K-turn.
Yep.
Now, I wonder if, the question is if Frank saw that and thought about that, or if he is just making a solid maneuver.
So it does two things. It means that if the Inquisitor turns in this way, guess what? You've got a range 1 shot.
Range 1 ion shot.
Yep. If Dallas has done the boost K-turn, it's blocked here. He can't do the boost this way.
So Dallas is actually taking that Inquisitor 3 straight forward.
So they're just going to mark the Y-wing out now, which is exactly the right thing to do.
I think that 3 straight is actually an excellent maneuver.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people in this situation would just go, I'll just take it from the side of the ship.
Right.
Like, I don't like it. It's sloppy.
No place at Worlds.
Yeah.
Casual tournament, sure.
Yeah.
World Championships, let's
Yeah.
be as accurate as we possibly can.
So here, do we think the Inquisitor's got arc on the B-wing? On this B-wing, the purple B-wing.
Oh, interesting. That's awfully close, but I'm not sure he does.
No, I don't think so either.
I think we've definitely got the arc on the rear one. I think that's a perfect situation for a... There it is. There's just a target lock.
Yep.
Pop off another cluster missile.
You've got the Force.
Exactly.
Go for it.
Inquisitor going to missile. That's just what they do.
Yep.
And what I do when I've got such a good deal is 15% off of Curled Paw Creative tokens is go to their Etsy store and use code WORLDS2019. Get 15% off my order. Free shipping above $35 in the U.S. That's great.
Shuffle.
Unfortunately, you can't take advantage of that, Darren.
Nope.
Sorry,
It's
bud.
fine. So
You can still get 15% off.
Does the shuttle bump? No, it looks clear.
That is...
Sorry, we just heard on the table Dallas saying, yay, he can fly big ships, because he's known for
Very
flying
nice
a TIE
answer.
Swarm.
Good transition.
Thank you very much. Speaking of transitions, now let's see where Dallas is going to transition his red line to, because assuming that he has done what we thought he was going to do, all of those options are blocked, right? All those K-turn options are blocked.
Yeah.
So the shuttle's just going to focus.
So what do we think Redline's done? We've still got the Inquisitor
We've
first.
still got an Inquisitor. There's the one turn.
Yeah.
Going to take the target lock focus. Target lock force, he'll probably evade. Do you think?
Well, he's not going to get a barrel roll in. I think here you just, take the evade.
He's got the force, he's got the evade.
Yep.
He's got a couple extra damage to burn.
He's got a range 1 shot on the X-Wing.
And I would assume in this case, if Redline is going to bump, if Redline is going to be under fire, that my opponent would take the shots at Redline, because he is the most dangerous. Here he comes.
Too hard away.
Too hard. Just completely disengaging.
Yep. The thing he's got to watch out for, though?
Ion. Does a boost get him out of that?
It'll be close. I think the bank boost left gets him out of it, but it will be close.
I think that's the right choice.
Yeah.
You can bank boost, take a target lock for posterity. K-turn next round, right?
Yeah.
That's essentially an unblockable K-turn.
Effectively, he does not want to be ioned in this position because he's going to be taking 4 dice at that range.
There's the boost,
There's
bank left
bank
boost. Now, whether or not that gets him out of ion range does a couple things, too. Even if he does get ioned, he's going to be going this way, has a couple extra turns. The Rebel Force can't effectively follow him nearly as well.
It also means that the Y-wing can't, because if it had been ion facing this way, that Y-wing just takes a 1 bank and just escorts him off the board.
And even in this position, the Y-wing has a really tough choice for maneuvers next turn. It has to turn.
Yeah.
Has to turn hard. And he has taken a lock on the Y-wing.
Yep.
Now maintaining one against rear white B-wing and the Y-wing at the same time. Great 2-turn.
Honestly, I'm surprised he took the lock there. I thought he was passive centered.
Well, he took his action to boost.
Yes. Yeah, you're absolutely correct.
That wasn't the cheeky coordinate boost.
Oh. So, fire control.
So that's from the Inquisitor. Hit, and crit.
So
one evade.
Yep. So 2 shields on the B-wing.
And that is B-wing white.
So
shuttle is firing first.
Yep. Range 2 into the X-wing.
Right choice. That's the best shot from the shuttle.
Indeed.
Inquisitor's got some options, so let's take the best shot first. There he goes, two hits.
So the X-Wing's not going to die. None of them are crits.
But there's one evade.
2. Takes damage, down to 2. So can this Inquisitor finish off that X-Wing? He is range 1. He does have a target lock. He does have the Force.
He's got to take it. There's the range, or there's the 3 dice.
So if one of these is a crit, it's done.
Yep, there's one hit. Do you lock both of those?
I'd spend the lock on both. You want to keep that Force. You're taking 3 shots back. Dallas is just saying it's a tough one right now.
Mm-hmm. I think spending the lock on both is the right call, but
yep.
There he goes.
Spending the lock. He's fishing for the crit as well, because he knows that if he gets a crit, another hit.
Oh, there it is. You got to spend that Force. Oh, he's just taking the 1.
No, he's thinking about it. Because if he spends the Force, any paint from the Blue Squadron means that Inquisitor's taking another shot.
Right.
Really, really unfortunate there for Dallas.
But if he does spend the Force,
he's holding it.
He's holding it.
Yep.
So so the X-Wing is taking another shot. So there's the damage. That is unfortunate for Dallas. Very fortunate for Frank.
So Dallas is taking 2 range 1 shots from 2 X-Wings, both with a focus. And then you've got 2 B-Wings at range what looks like 3.
Yep.
One will be 3, one will be 2. So the furthest one away.
Here comes the range 3 shot into Red Inquisitor. 3 hits.
I think this might be a dead Inquisitor. It's going to have to spend the focus. Oh, no, he doesn't have focus.
He's got the Force.
So he can spend the Force.
Does he dump them both?
I don't think you do.
Because you're still taking 3 more shots.
I think you spend a Force, take a shield.
I think so, too. And there it is.
He's debating it now. Yep, so
taking
take
the
a shield. I'd personally try and hold on to that evade to see if you can stop crit.
Right.
So he's still got 1 shield, so he's got some crit mitigation now. So range 2 from the other B-Wing. Let's not forget he's got 2 range 1 shots coming against him.
B-Wing number 2, 2 hits.
2 hits.
With blank skis. Got to spend the evade.
Yeah, has to.
Yep, there it is.
Spend it. Take shield. I think this is a dead Inquisitor.
So now we see Frank picking up 1 point, leading by 1, 22 to 21 in this game. Taking a look and see if that is range 1.
Oh, looks like it's just range 2.
Oh,
hit
crit. Inquisitor, he's got a natty on this.
Yep.
And unfortunately, that is 2 focuses and an evade. Inquisitor will go down, putting Frank in a decided lead with 43 points. Still all 3 concussion missiles in the can.
Yep.
For that Inquisitor, too. That's a big loss for Dallas Parker.
Yep.
And we still have X-Wing White firing into the Jendon shuttle.
Yep.
Focus for 2.
So it's going to be at least a shield. And it is a shield.
All right, so now we are 20 minutes left in the round. 43 points from Frank's side and a dead Inquisitor.
They still got the Y-Wing. So no arc for the Ion. But it is going to be a range 1 shot. Two hits. 2 damage.
2 damage on the red line.
So that is into red line's hull.
Does not pick up half points, though, which is good for Dallas. So now, with 20 minutes left, we see a dead Inquisitor on Dallas' side. We see red line very close to half hull. Let's talk about win conditions now. So, Frank, I would say he's up on points right now.
Yep.
Made a very good showing of himself that round. What does he need to do to keep that lead?
So, what we've got here is we've got very easily, you've got options of this shuttle being deleted.
How would you accomplish that?
So, you've got a 4K from this X-Wing here. You've got a 1 bank, a 1 bank, and a 1 bank. Take focus.
Right. Y-Wing's just got to keep a gun on target.
Yep, the Y-Wing can, if he wants, just turn this way and throw some more dice.
Right.
The shuttle's in a really, really bad spot there.
Now, if you are Dallas, then, seeing that as Frank's win conditions to stay up on points, get some half points on the shuttle, make it a little bit harder for him to claw back.
Yep.
With some of your firepower off the board, too, you still got to kill this guy. That's the easiest way to claw yourself back. But even if you do, you're still 2 points behind. It's a 43-point Inquisitor, a 41-point X-Wing. So Dallas has to get half points on something else, not lose anything else. Now, the B-Wing's getting close, but not quite there yet. And I don't know, Dallas is in a tough position.
Yep, no, absolutely. I think this Inquisitor's got to start doing some work.
Right. Now, how, because we were talking at the beginning of this game, you know, how Dallas was controlling the opening engagement, how he was coming in. How did it turn into this now, where Frank has a decisive positional advantage as well?
Yeah, so I think one of the issues that Dallas had was, as we were talking about, he engaged with 2 ships. Now, that first engagement, that initial kind of those shots, yes, he came ahead, but actually what we've seen there is this Inquisitor here, the one that's just been deleted, when he hard turned away, he got no shot.
Right.
He's then had to hard turn in, and he got one shot,
trapped.
and then just got trapped by these.
Right.
If he'd have taken a softer maneuver like a one bank, he'd have been able to barrel all the way this way.
Right.
Or if he'd have taken a one bank in this way,
he would have got that shot.
Yep. So he would have had a shot the first engagement, so he'd have had 3 ships. That X-Wing might not have been there.
Right. And if that X-Wing is not there, Red Line has more options to move because this back X-Wing could not have blocked him. Then we get 3 more shots, 3 more missiles backed up by the shuttle on round 2 of combat. We see another X-Wing go down.
Yeah. And I think it will. I think it all comes back to how he played with that Inquisitor there.
I think you're absolutely correct, Darren. So if Dallas can recover from this, it's an uphill battle. For sure. He definitely still has a win condition. He's not out of it. But he has to play like a champion and keep those ships alive. And that's tough with 1 agility ship. It's very easy to get half points on at least one of those other ones and then make it really tough to claw back a victory.
I think the biggest disadvantage you got right now is time. It's time. He needs to start taking some stuff off the board. But as you can see, Frank's got his dials down.
Right.
Other than maybe the Y-Wing, he's still thinking about that. But
Dallas is thinking really hard. He has to think hard, right?
Yep, absolutely. He's on the back foot.
But you can't slow down when you're on the back foot, too.
No, absolutely.
Especially when one of your, as you said, your enemy is timed. Just over 15 minutes left. Dallas has to kill a ship, get another half points, not lose any other points. And you can't imagine that's going to be the case, right? And for the 46-point Jendon, that means you got to kill 2 more.
It's very easy to see at least half points on the shuttle this round.
Right.
And it's just a race then. It's a race against time. It's a race against points. I don't want to say it's over.
But it's tough.
Yeah.
It is an uphill battle.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. There's the lead X-Wing White. Will he pull out that K-turn? Now he's going in for a block on the shuttle.
Do we think 1 bank barrel roll?
I think just a 1 bank. Because the shuttle gets, the shuttle gets no actions if he goes straight because it's over the rock, or over the gas cloud.
Oh, if he jumps,
that's true.
Then he would.
That's true.
But if he stopped, he's in a perfect place.
Absolutely.
So he's doing the roll. Which way is he going to go?
He's going to go out.
Because that means that if that shuttle has stopped, he's
not taking any shots in return.
He's not taking the shots in return. So that X-Wing is there just causing a nuisance.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what we were worried about when he didn't get deleted. And I think you're absolutely right. That Inquisitor that died only got 1 shot, none of which were missiles. That's very, very rough.
So we've got a 2 bank here.
Again, just coming in, pressuring that shuttle, exactly how you were anticipating. I assume we will be seeing a follow-through with the B-Wings as well, taking some focus on that X-Wing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Always focus. So 1 straight.
1 straight. Keeping his arc wide.
The thing I like about that is it also opens up a Talon roll next round, too.
Yeah.
You can Talon roll across the top of that debris cloud, catch the Inquisitor as it tries to come back in.
So let's have a look. Is that a 2 straight from the B-wing?
That looks like a 2 straight to me. It's right in the middle of those other red maneuvers.
Yeah,
Indeed, there it is, 2 straight. Just guns on the shuttle.
Yep. Now that B-wing's got a couple of target locks on it, but
right.
One's from the Inquisitor, the other's from Redline. I think there's only the Inquisitor that can really threaten. I think we're going to have to see a hard one in from this Inquisitor.
Right.
He's got to stay in the fight. The problem there is, if he hard ones in, next turn, these B-wings just go,
2K.
well, I'll 2K, 2K, and hello.
Right. And then he's in the same lump of trouble that his buddy was just a minute ago. Marking red line, there's a 3 bank from the Y-wing. Arc pointed in towards the center, just got to give him some room to fly. We haven't really seen that Y-wing put meaningful damage in just yet, but it's really been the B-wings doing all work, like the damage work right now.
But does the Y-wing have to? It's a threat.
Exactly. It's pushing off one side of that board.
Yep.
It's making that an area where Dallas can't fly.
Yep.
And it is going to be a huge threat to the Inquisitor as it tries to come up towards the top of the board, too.
Yeah. I don't think we're going to see any ion maneuvers, but let's see what the shuttle has done. So the shuttle has gone quick.
Yep.
So as I say, it's missed these 2. Looks like it's going to be out of arc.
Great move, and we do have a back arc on the X-wing as well.
Yep. So whether he can finish it off or not, but it's also going to take a lot of damage from this B-wing here. Probably going to be out of arc with this one.
Now, Dallas, knowing that, should he reinforce or should he focus?
I'd focus.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Just try to take that X-wing out? Get the offensive shot?
Just try and take the X-wing out.
Yep. The quicker that Dallas can kill that X-wing, can put himself back into running the next time he gets half points, the better.
Yeah, because the challenge he's got is this X-wing can then just turn in again.
Yeah.
Like next turn, these ships can just turn in, or they can K-turn. They can come back around and just be a nuisance.
So he is not focusing. There's a coordinate.
Yep.
He's going to literally roll the dice. Likely going to see a 1 turn here from the Inquisitor afterwards.
Yep.
Gives him a little bit more space.
Yep. So, K-turn.
Okay. I think that's also a very solid move.
So I think that'll still give him arc. So he'll still be able to get some concussions off on that B-wing.
That's excellent, too. And then he's not stuck in this area next round, right? He can
just do
one bank in. He can come in slowly, get more concussion missiles off, because that's what he needs to do.
He could do the hard one and come around this way. The problem there is that he effectively will be taking himself out of the fight.
So there's Redline going out with a 3 bank.
Yeah.
I would have wanted to see a K-turn, maybe?
Yep. I'd have absolutely loved to see a K-turn there.
He's got a lock on the Y-wing. He just needs to get damage in, but there's a boost.
Yeah, but the thing is that the time's ticking down.
Right. Now, if Dallas' strategy right now is to let the time tick down.
Delete something and run.
Right. Delete something, get half points on another,
yeah,
and then see what you can do.
Like, if he can kill this X-Wing.
Right.
And get half points on this B-Wing without the shuttle taking too much of a pounding.
Yeah.
One of the things he's got to watch out for, though, is that range 1? I think it is. Could that be potentially an ion shuttle?
Okay, so here we go. Checking on the shuttle first.
Yep.
Looks like we're going to see that shot. 2 dice out the rear.
Mm-hmm. So can he finish off this X-Wing? If he gets a crit,
there's a crit. Might be.
So that no focus on that X-Wing there.
And there's blanks. There goes the X-Wing. Fuel leak goes off.
Fuel leak triggers.
And the X-Wing is down.
So takes a crit and then fuel leak.
Wonder what that crit was. Not particularly important.
Nope.
I'm just going to randomly, I don't know. Maybe a loose stabilizer. Who knows? But that X-Wing is down. That's exactly what Dallas wanted. Now, if we get half points on this B-Wing, there's a concussion missile.
It's fine.
Exactly. Thank you, Dion.
So let's see what we've got now. So we're going to have a concussion missile shot
Right.
into the B-wing.
Three dice coming in hot. We have a crit and 2 focus.
Do you fire control system or
Yep.
do you spend both?
He only has 1 force.
But do you spend the target lock?
Oh, gotcha. I think you just fire control.
Yeah.
There's 1 hit and 1 crit. That still could be enough for half points.
Yep. If he gets paint, then there we
And
go.
there's
So-
paint. 1 shield down.
Yep.
Dallas is unimpressed.
And because there was a damage card on the shuttle, it had to flip.
I must have missed a what? Yeah, no, there shouldn't be any damage cards on there. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, that was on the Inquisitor.
No, that was on Redline.
Ah, I did not see Redline had a blinded pilot there.
Well, he doesn't.
Okay.
The reason it was flipped was because of the concussion missiles, because the B-wing was hit.
I see.
Dallas obviously got confused.
That makes sense. Always forget that part of concussion missiles.
Yep.
So here comes hit and a crit from the Y-wing. Or was that from the... So 3 shields.
That must have been
That was
from
from the
this
B-wing.
B-wing here.
Great
So-
natural shot.
Range 1 from the next B-wing.
We see another good shot.
Yep.
3 more hits coming in. Shuttle with 3 more damage.
Yep, that's going to be half points on the shuttle.
And then that is a range 1.
So there's only 1 more damage here
Right.
that could happen, but it could potentially be ioned.
Because he is rolling 4 dice. If he hits all of those...
Well,
nope.
there we go.
There it is. It is not ion.
It's not.
1 more damage, 2 ion tokens. It's extremely close. But it's not ion yet. Now, I believe that was the last shot. Let's see if he picks up some more dice for that X-Wing in the back. All right, last shot of this round. 6 minutes left.
This is
Frank
probably going to be the
Forte
last
up.
round.
Yep. He has got 66 points to 41 points for Dallas. Now, Dallas needs to get 26 to lead Frank. What's the best way he could do that?
So the best way that you can do that is by killing this B-wing.
Right.
It's
If there
going to
is
be
anything,
really difficult.
it's going to be difficult, but if he is poised to do anything, it is that.
Yeah.
Because he's got Redline coming in here.
Yep.
He's got this Inquisitor coming in there. He just cannot lose the shuttle.
No.
Like,
So-
the shuttle just got to bug out.
So if I was Frank right now, that B-wing would be doing a 4 straight. Get the heck out of Dodge.
Absolutely.
Because even if you do a 4 straight and take a crit on the shield from the... take the crit on the
Something's
shield.
happening on table 2. I'm sure you'll see that on the replay.
So if you were to just get the heck out of there with that B-wing, even
Right.
if you take a damage from that debris, give us up half points. Not enough.
Right.
Not enough.
Because Dallas has to kill
Yeah.
and not lose anything in return.
Yeah. And his shuttle's limping. Now, if Frank wants to be aggressive, K-turn, K-turn, K-turn.
Yep. Because he should know that even if he does lose that B-Wing, killing the shuttle, and that's only 2 health remaining.
Yep.
That's, as kills an X-Wing go, that's relatively easy.
Yep.
That's all he needs. Doesn't
Absolutely.
matter if he loses the B-Wing if he kills the shuttle.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. If he kills the shuttle, then it's game.
Absolutely. I mean, this is really exciting because we do have win conditions even here on what could be the final round for both players.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's always what I like to see.
Just a little bit of variance either way.
I think it's all coming back to Dallas could have a decisive lead at this point in the game if it wasn't for that poor Inquisitor.
Yeah, and I don't think Redline's going to be able to get back into it.
He doesn't have a 3-turn, does he? Just that 3.
Even with the hard 2 and the boost, I think this B-wing might be able to get out of there.
That is assuming Frank sees that quick maneuver, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Now we
it
are
looks
seeing this come to time, though. My prediction was correct. We are seeing some rebels on that table.
Yep, absolutely.
That's what beefy squads do. Dials are down for all except for one B-wing. Contemplating that 4 straight.
I mean, he's got lots of options. He can 4 straight. He could even hard 2 this way. Hard 2, barrel roll focus. You've got the gas cloud. You've got the range.
Here comes a 1 bank from the Y-wing. Just keep an arc on target.
Yep.
Take that focus.
So 3 Talon.
Will that fit? Yeah, that'll fit.
Yeah.
That's great.
Now, fortunately, they're going to do the Talon roll and not the Toronto roll.
Yes, indeed.
And it fits.
There it is. Because it is a proper Talon roll.
Absolutely. So 2K.
There it is. He's being aggressive.
I think he's choosing violence.
Right. Now if the shuttle turns 2 to pilot right, gets out of all those arcs.
Yep, the shuttle would be safe. And would have a shot on this B-wing.
Yeah.
But, there we go.
There's a 2 Talon roll.
Talon. Is that going to bump? Does it fit? That's going to be so close. I think it bumps.
That's just a turn, not a Talon roll.
Yeah,
and it's a bump. So that gives Redline a great opportunity to come in and mook this B-wing.
Yep.
But it does mean that the shuttle's going to have a tougher time surviving, even if he does turn out.
Yeah. So, yep, he's turning in that way, calls it. If the shuttle turns this way, then, yeah, that B-wing's still going to have arc.
Can the shuttle get out if he goes 3 bank?
He can, but then you've still got this X-wing here, and you've got this B-wing here. Like, it's really tough. Like, what Frank's done there is he's covered his arcs for that shuttle trying to get away. Yeah.
I mean, get range as much as he can, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the other thing he's got to be careful of, if that shuttle is anywhere near this B-wing, when this Inquisitor fires his concussion missiles.
That's true. Maybe he'll just 3 straight reinforce the rear.
Maybe. Let's see.
Because here it comes.
Just in a 1 bank. Just in a 1 bank.
Frank commenting, that's not what I expected. Not what I expected either.
No, nope.
To be perfectly honest, he is in all 3 of those arcs.
Yep, and I think he might even be in range of the Y-wing.
That's possible. Not nearly fast enough to get out if that's what his objective was.
I think this might be a time to reinforce the rear, but with only 2 hull, like, you're taking...
I mean, you prevented damage.
But you're taking 3 shots.
They could all be blanks.
This is true.
Stranger things have happened. I think that's the best way to ensure, like to try to get...
Well, reinforcing 2nd edition only reduces it to 1.
Right.
And
now,
so
would
he
you
can't
reinforce
stop.
or focus?
He's focusing.
There it is.
Yep. So it does have a hard 3, and it is white.
No, it's a hard 2.
Nope, hard 2.
Crazy Vulcan says, shuttle is lost, chose violence.
Yep.
Right. This red line, I think he's just going to take the focus. Now, Dallas does have every chance of deleting this B-wing, but, you know, Frank is still in a good position.
Yep.
He's taking a look.
Yep, seeing if he's in range of what he can shoot. So he's taking that X-wing. So that's timing around.
So that is the lock that he was doing after the action, seeing if there was another target.
Yeah, the problem is, because Redline's firing first, is he going to go into the X-wing, or is he going to go into the B-wing?
I would go into the B-wing. He's the one that's easiest to knock down. He's the one that's got the follow-up shot.
Is, but it's got this gas cloud here.
Right.
Whereas the Inquisitor and the shuttle could potentially take the B-wing.
But you have to you have to put all your fire into the B-wing.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Because that's the only chance that he has,
Yep.
right? Because
So-
he's behind anyways.
Yeah.
And there's a big shot.
Yep.
3
So
hits. Roll the target lock.
spend the lock. Spend focus. Does he remember the crit?
He
hasn't.
does not.
Nope.
All right, there's 1.
So,
So 3 hits go through.
yep. Again, it's unfortunate that he's forgotten that is
crit.
is a may, not a must.
Exactly.
And that could have been a direct.
Absolutely. I mean, the direct wouldn't have killed it,
Nope.
but one more hit. It's one more hit. Here it goes. Concussion missile.
concussion
Final
missiles.
concussion missile.
The problem he's got here is if that's at range 1 of the shuttle, that could do a nasty damage. There we go.
There's 2.
You
Fire
spend it.
control,
Yep.
or just focus it.
Yep. That's a dead blue squadron,
Even with that evade.
even with the evade.
All right, so now Dallas is back up 82-66. If he had any chance, this is it. Let's
Yep.
see if variance is in his favor,
So,
and he can pull that one out.
so not range 1, and the shuttle has still got a shot, but it's only got 2 dice.
Yep. And none of those ships have shields down.
Nope.
Just can't do any meaningful damage to that right
Nope.
now. He's just got a range 2 at either of those ships. It doesn't really matter.
Nope.
There he goes.
Doesn't
Just
matter.
blanks anyway.
Yeah. So we've got an X-wing and a B-wing,
Yep.
and a Y-wing.
And they're all unmodded. Is the Y-wing in range? Out.
Out.
All right, so we got an X-wing and a B-wing unmodded.
So
If
do we
there
see
was-
the variance?
Do we see the king of all variants? There's hit and a crit.
No.
And there it is. There the shuttle goes down. Stunned pilot is the crit on Colonel Jendon, but it doesn't matter because now Dallas is down by 7 points. And with only rebel shots left, that'll do it.
Yep. Now, he could still get some more points here. He could get half points on red line.
And MOV is MOV.
Yep.
2 crits.
2 crits.
1 crit. What do we got? Direct hit? Oh, it doesn't matter. It
Yeah,
is a direct
direct
hit. Yep.
So
This-
there's half points.
And now Frank has gotten 41 points over Dallas Parker to bring him to victory here as we call time in this round. This has been round 3 of the X-Wing Last Chance Qualifier here at Worlds 2019. For Gold Squadron Podcast, I'm Asa.
And I'm Darren.
We'll see you in round 4.